Rina would join as well. Second, they would work under Lady Verda's forces. Olivia couldn't understand why someone this powerful would choose logistical work instead of frontline combat, but seeing Art's resolve, she accepted his terms. They soon reached Verda's headquarters. Art chose this role because he believed it would keep Jenny and Rina away from battle and keep them safe. But suddenly, the building in front of them exploded. A girl appeared, praising herself for the success of her experiment. When the girls realized she was Verda, they were shocked, because in their time, Verda was portrayed very differently. After restoring the building, they told Verda the truth, that they were from the future. Verda found this fascinating and accepted them as her subordinates. At that moment, Sylphie burst through the door, chasing after Verda. Shortly after, Lydia arrived, and seeing her again stirred Art's emotions. Lydia grabbed Verda and started scolding her, furious that Verda hadn't sent reinforcements despite being asked to support her army. Verda calmly replied that she would send her 3 new elites to Lydia's forces. Verda's eyes then fell on Jenny, and she started flirting with her, casually inviting her to come to her room at night. Soon after, Verda began teasing Jenny with some playful, naughty behavior, but before things could go any further, Art stepped in and separated the two of them. Because of this, Lydia got angry at Art and challenged him to a duel, which Art accepted without even a second of hesitation. Art told Rina and Jenny to stay behind and stepped outside to fight Lydia. As soon as the fight began, Lydia started attacking him with punches and kicks, but Art easily dodged every single move. Frustrated, that maniac woman suddenly threw dirt into his eyes. Blinded, Art couldn't dodge her next attack, and she slammed a heavy punch into his stomach, sending him flying straight into a massive rock. Art thought to himself that women never change and rushed back into the fight. Their battle continued, with both of them beating each other relentlessly for hours. Eventually, both were completely exhausted. Lydia admitted that Art was far stronger than she had expected and asked him to join her army. Art agreed, but said that he wanted to meet Varvatos first. Lydia replied that before meeting Varvatos, Art would need to complete a task and earn his trust. That night, Art and the 2 girls stayed at Lydia's villa. Meanwhile, Lydia once again approached Jenny, eager to resume her naughty antics. On the other hand, a maid named Latima came to Art and told him that Lydia had said they could stay there until their mission was complete. After Latima left, Art remembered that this was the same woman he had once killed in the past, and he wondered whether it was right for him to stay there. But his thoughts were interrupted when he started hearing Jenny's voice echoing through the villa. The next day, they arrived at the army's support unit. Rina and Jenny were still scared, so Art reassured them that this unit only took care of injured soldiers and that the chances of an attack here were very low. Soon after, the battle began. Sylphie was leading the charge on the front lines. During the fight, many injured soldiers were brought to the support unit for treatment, while Rina and Jenny carried medicine and supplies to the wounded. Suddenly, the enemy general attacked the support unit, wiping out all the soldiers in front of him with his lightning powers. Art immediately realized that the general had come to destroy their war supplies. However, Art believed this was the perfect opportunity. If he defeated the enemy general, he could earn Varvatos' trust. Meanwhile, Lydia had captured the fort with her army and broken through the gates, but she couldn't understand where the enemy general was. Just then, a soldier informed her that the enemy general was destroying their support unit. As the general advanced further, he stepped onto one of Art's traps. Instantly, his entire body was scorched, and he collapsed onto the ground. At that moment, Lydia and Sylphie arrived and were stunned to see that the enemy they had been trying to defeat for months had been taken down so easily by Art. Lydia realized that this was more than enough to earn a meeting with the Demon Lord. A few days later, they were traveling toward the castle in a carriage. Rina and Jenny kept praising how magnificent the castle looked, which made Art smile proudly. When they entered, the castle looked even more beautiful from the inside. Sylphie coldly remarked that the only thing uglier than this castle was Varvatos' face. As they moved forward, a massive explosion suddenly occurred. Standing before them was Elvato, one of the 4 heavenly generals. He praised Art for successfully blocking his attack. Soon after, Demon Lord Varvatos himself appeared. He was so unbelievably handsome that Jenny fainted the moment she saw him. Varvatos scolded Elvato for playing such a crude prank on his guests and told everyone to follow him. Along the way, Lydia tried to speak with Varvatos, and Art noticed how cold and rude Varvatos was toward her. Varvatos then took his seat on the throne, while Rina and Jenny excitedly praised him by calling him the Demon Lord. Confused, Varvatos asked who they were calling the Demon Lord. Lydia admitted that she didn't know, and Art sensed that something was seriously wrong. Varvatos said that he knew there was someone who was called the Demon Lord, but he couldn't understand why they were calling him that. Art quickly brushed it off, saying it was just a small misunderstanding. Later, they gathered in Verda's lab to discuss what might have happened. Verda suggested that someone had traveled back in time and changed history, which was likely why God had sent them, to eliminate whoever was responsible. She revealed that the Demon Lord of this world had appeared 3 years ago, and no one knew who he really was or where he came from. Not even Varvatos had been able to defeat him. At that moment, Lydia arrived and asked Art to join the front lines. As they climbed the mountain, Lydia explained that the enemy they were about to face was the Curse King. Hearing this, Art panicked, because he himself had once cast a curse on Lydia and taken control of her. Soon, they reached the Curse King's fortress, whose gates were protected by countless skeleton soldiers. Before Sylphie could charge in and destroy them, Art attacked first, wiping out all the skeletons in an instant. Lydia asked why he looked so angry. Art silently vowed that this time he would not allow history to repeat itself. As they moved deeper inside, a massive explosion ignited the entire building. Enemy soldiers burned right in front of their eyes. When they entered the inner chamber, they saw that the Sword King had been beheaded. The one who had slaughtered all their enemies then stepped forward. When Art asked who he was, the man introduced himself as the Demon Lord. He declared war on Varvatos' kingdom and vanished. The next morning, all the nation's generals and ministers gathered to plan their strategy. Varvatos declared that the war would be finished in a single day and that all 4 heavenly generals, along with himself, would enter the battlefield. Art pointed out that the Demon Lord had declared himself immortal and asked how Varvatos planned to deal with that. Varvatos replied that it was a secret. With 3 days remaining before the war, Art decided to stay at Lydia's palace with his friends. Latima later informed him that Lydia was busy preparing the army. Sitting there, Art realized that he had completely changed history. The one who was supposed to die hadn't died, and Lydia had never been cursed. But suddenly the Demon Lord appeared and said that erasing God's writing was not so easy. Natural forces would intervene, and Lydia would die once again. The Demon Lord removed his mask, revealing that he was also Art, from another timeline. Both of them had lived as Varvatos, and after dying they were reborn as Art meteors. When Art asked how he came here, the Demon Lord explained that God had sent him as well, on a mission. He told Art that since they both wanted to save Lydia, they should work together. Art questioned why, if he wanted to save Lydia, he didn't join forces with the Varvatos of this era. The Demon Lord replied that circumstances had made it impossible for them to work together, because God had assigned him a mission to destroy this world. Art couldn't understand why God would want to destroy the world, or how that was connected to saving Lydia. The Demon Lord reminded him of how Lydia had died. After being cursed, only a single alien had survived, the very enemy they were supposed to defeat. But Art couldn't bring himself to fight him. If he killed the Demon Lord, Lydia might die as well. That was exactly why the Demon Lord was so angry, because if he had shared his feelings back then, Lydia wouldn't have gone to fight alone. She wouldn't have been turned into a puppet, and they wouldn't have been forced to kill her. That regret was the reason he took of his own life and was reborn as Art Meteor. But even in this life, everything was taken away from him again. That was why he chose to become the enemy of this world, so that his death would come at Lydia's hands, allowing her to live on. Once again, he asked Art to join his plan. Art was just about to shake his hand when images of Jenny and Rena flashed through his mind. At the same time, Lydia's spirit inside his sword stopped him. Seeing this, the Demon Lord gave Art 3 days to make his decision and said he would wait behind the mountain. After he left, Art went to have dinner with the girls, and later they wandered through the city together. Once again, Lydia slipped back into her naughty behavior and even told Art that he should flirt with a few girls too. Art replied that he wasn't as low as she was. Hearing that, she punched him straight in the face. Art punched her back, and both of them knocked each other down. Lydia then asked if his mind was finally clear. Art realized that Lydia had sensed something was troubling him. He asked her what she would do if she had to sacrifice the most precious thing in the world. Instead of answering, she took him somewhere else, to the ruins of a destroyed village. Standing there, Lydia confessed that this place was where she had committed the greatest sins of her life. Suddenly, countless ghosts emerged and began cursing her for wiping out entire families. She explained that this land was once inhabited only by demons, and during the war, they had to kill all the innocent civilians to claim it. Because of that, she felt like a murderer. Lydia revealed that she had already decided how her life should end. She believed she wasn't worthy of being saved, and when the time came for her death, she didn't want Art or anyone else